Okay, got it figured out. Oh, hello. Wow, day 2. Welcome. Today was a little tricky. I could not get the electrical to work. Went through a couple of different cords and a couple of different plugs. So that's just kind of perfect. But I feel like that kind of speaks, that frustration kind of speaks to something I'm always talking to my kids about and my students about, which is being able to handle frustration. And frustration happens all the time in our lives. And always when we least expect it. I thought today was going to be easy, sunny, beautiful day, perfect day to come out and do pottery, and then I hit a roadblock. And I think the moral, though, is that whenever you're doing something that's worth doing, there are going to be elements of it that are hard. This is definitely no exception. I've built in difficulty to this experiment for reasons I don't understand myself yet. But when you deal with difficulty, you find resources inside of yourself that take you to new levels that you didn't know you were capable of. So that's what's happening. So remember that, potters, when you're making pottery and you're struggling with something, remember the struggle is part of the process. That's where the growth comes from. And also remember, it's always good to have a ball of clay in your pocket. So today I think I'm just going to make a mug body. I've been into mugs lately. And mugs and bowls are pretty much, I could always make mugs and bowls. I will always use them. They will always be dropped and broken while being washed. You can always give them to someone. I find when I make vases and other sort of larger, less functional things, they really kind of just wind up taking up space. Not that you shouldn't make them, and not that I don't make them. There's a time and a place for sure. But there's some magical functionality about mugs and bowls. So this is only like my third time throwing standing up. And I think I have my wheel too low. And we'll probably just need to dig out the snow. But I don't want to be hunched over. I want to be standing up like this, so I can come straight in. Yeah, that'll be better. I'll dig this out later. Going back to the theme of frustration for the day, pottery is something that I think people idealize a lot. Maybe you see a video on YouTube of somebody doing something magical, or maybe you watch someone do it and it just seems easy. But it's just such a beautiful and earthy, kind of poetic thing in general, that I think we start to think that it's supposed to go like that for us. And that's not necessarily true. There are going to be a lot of frustrations in, in the learning process. And so, the best way to become a better potter and to enjoy pottery in general is to get good at the frustration part. Because if you're good under pressure, it's not even, you don't have to be good under pressure. You just have to become comfortable with being frustrated. That's really a magical formula for success in anything, really. Being comfortable with being frustrated. And the magical part of that is that when you're comfortable being frustrated, the frustration lasts longer and it has less of an effect on you. Or it doesn't last as long. The frustration goes away quicker and it has less of an effect on you. So because frustration inhibits our performance really badly. It's kind of like worry, right? It's sort of almost a wasteful emotion. So if you can learn to just kind of recognize that you're frustrated and take the deep breaths, right? Find your center. What a perfect analogy for pottery. Finding your center. That's everything that we're trying to do. Then the frustration will fade. And you can get on to being productive and creative and inspired. But if you don't take the time to get comfortable with frustration, then you wind up spending more time in that state and less time in those other great states. So that's my advice for today. Go toward the frustration. I'm not going to say lean into it because I feel like everybody says to lean into everything, and I just I don't know why that phrase is weird to me. Go toward it. Headbutt it. Headbutt the frustration. All right, so I'm making a mug, as I said. Dealing with the inherent frustrations of throwing outside, although it's actually really nice. Just refining the bottom a little bit. Just bringing in a whole bunch. Oh, this handheld hand controller is a little new to me, and I always forget to slow the wheel down because I'm so used to just doing it with my foot. But I really want this kind of fluted vibe here, or tapered, kind of hourglass shape. I like that a lot. There we go. And if you want to wash your mugs in the dishwasher, which I am all about because I have enough things to hand wash every day. And I don't need my mugs to last for 7 centuries. 50 years is going to be sufficient. Then you have to make the neck or the rim a little bit tighter so it'll fit in there. You know, there's the little tines sticking up in the dishwasher rack, the top rack, and it's got to be just narrow enough to fit in there. And I don't have a magic formula for that, but I'm becoming more aware of it in general. Let's just bring this whole guy in. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. Got my little orange sponge. This is the absorbent one. Pull some of the moisture out of there. That's a good way to suck up the water. Beautiful. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little shaping here, supporting it from the inside. And I like to do that hard edge right there. No, that's not what I'm looking for. That edge needs to be in more. A little bit more like that. Got that song, I don't even know, it's like from the 70s, it's a disco song. Roller coaster of love, roller coaster, do 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 do. I don't even know if that's a song. I just made my dog bark with my horrible singing. Somebody's singing back at me. I don't know who it is, but that's awesome. There should be more public singing, probably, just not by me, because I'm not a good singer. Okay. There we go. Now we're talking. This is like the heaviest weight line ever right here. Okay. Mugtastic. Oh, I'm going to pull out this little white sponge too. This one's almost like a chamois. A lot of times I'll use a piece of plastic or an actual chamois, but I like the plastic to do the rim right there. Really important with your mugs that you have a smooth rim. You don't want like grog or grit or sharp edges, because like half of the experience of drinking out of a mug is holding it, the heat and the shape in your hand, the way the handle fits your fingers. And the other half is when you bring it to your lips, the way that it interacts with your lips. And it's kind of a sensuous experience using a handmade mug. And you don't want to ruin that by leaving little granules or something on the rim. And I've done it plenty by using a rough sponge, you know, because the rough sponge pulls the slip off and exposes some of the sand or grog, and you don't want that. So nice and smooth. Slow it down even more. Give this a cut. Pull that off. Hi guys, it's me again. I'm sorry I lost the end of that recording. My phone doesn't have enough storage and it cut it off like the last minute. But that doesn't matter. It's part of the good frustration of the day. But there's the piece that I finished up. When it cut off, I was just cutting the bottom. I just finished cutting that, did a little more smoothing to the rim, and it's good. So I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Great to see you here. I do see you watching, and I'm so grateful that you're watching, all three of you. And I will see you tomorrow outside. Cheers.